Hey guys, welcome back. This is part 2 of my DVD collection. So, Marvel movies, here we go. I have, not a lot, but I have quite a few. So, let's start with the MCU. Doctor Strange. This is the ones that I've seen, and I've seen all of them except for Incredible Hulk and Thor: The Dark World. This is probably the most... this is probably the worst one. I just didn't like it. Like, I like the effects, and I like the final battle, like, the way that he does different things and the powers, how he uses the powers and how there's like a different dimension of Earth and like buildings are like sideways and the ground's like going like a wall. That's actually really cool, but the rest of the movie is just boring and dull. The only thing that I don't like about the final battle is like the whole sequence of Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Because it's like, that's not a final battle. Why don't you actually give us a fight, not like going into a different dimension and like facing towards this guy with a big head just saying stuff like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. He just says that about 5 times. And it's like, oh my god, we get it. Shut up. Civil War, my favourite Captain America film. One of my favourite Avenger films, actually. This was the biggest Avengers movie when it came out. The Avengers was big at the time. Age of Ultron, people liked it, and then when a few years went past, they started to dislike it more and more. This one was a great movie experience. Me, one of my friends, and my dad went to go see this, and I don't want to say that was opening day, but it was definitely like almost as soon as it hit the theatre. It might have been the second day, third day maybe. All I know is that there's been like kids and even some adults wearing Marvel shirts and even like Captain America and Iron Man costumes and stuff like that. But yeah, it was really fun. Oh my god. My favourite Avengers film, Avengers Endgame. Now, if you guys know me, I've seen this 3 times. Every time I see it, I just love it more and more. So basically, imagine that you're me, and you're sitting there in the movie theatre. And, actually no. I was shocked when Cap got the hammer, but the moment that really hit me and I was like, oh my god, this is the Avengers movie that I wanted. Why, like, even though I love all the Avengers films, they're so small, they just get like, every film they would get like 3 other characters. Infinity War, they expanded, I was like, oh my god, this is great, this is what I wanted. But when you get like the portals coming through and stuff like that, I was like howling. If you guys know me, I saw this with some friends. I saw this with maybe, I don't want to say 4, maybe 5 or 6? 6 or 7 of my friends. And the one sitting next to me, as soon as like the panning shot down the line and you see like Wasp is getting ready to fight, and then Spider-Man's Iron Spider helmet closes up, and Drax is just staying there with the knives, and then like Cap's going, Avengers! And then it's like, oh my god, is he gonna say it? Because like they keep looking around, it's like pause, 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 pause. And it's like, are you gonna say it? Assemble. And then like as soon as everyone starts charging out and you see like the shot of War Machine going past Giant Man. Giant Man's like running in slow-mo. I was just going squealing at the top of my lungs. And then my friend just got dead to me because like I'm sitting next to him, I'm on this side. So basically, where he's seeing me now is basically where he was seeing. He just kind of looked at me and was like, "You're really getting into that, aren't you, Jack?" I'm just like, "Dude, you have no idea. This is the Avengers movie I've wanted." So, like, the time traveling and the final battle are some of the greatest parts in the movie. Like, I love all the rest, but, oh my god. Avengers Infinity War. This is another one that I've seen 3 times. The one time I saw it, we were going to see it in 3D, because I was like, I don't mind seeing it in 3D, it's a Marvel film, might as well see the 3D version. But the thing is with this film is that there were, like, this is not a complaint, but there were lots of people there, crammed in, and so basically what happened was that I didn't take my glasses, which, like, normally I don't need to take my glasses to a movie cinema because, like, I'm not, like, right close to it, I'm seeing back a bit, but because I was wearing those 3D glasses, and I now have, like, glasses, when I would look at the 3D movie for too long, it just hurt my eyes. It was straining my eyes, and I was like, I feel like just going to sleep. The movie wasn't boring, it was just the 3D was awful. So, yeah, if you saw it in 3D, I would said, don't see it if you wear glasses. If you wear glasses, have the 3D glasses on top. So, it's one of my favourite Avenger movies. And the sequels to the Avengers is when the movie started to get fun. So, Age of Ultron. I love this movie. So, Endgame's my number 1. Infinity War is, of course, my number 2. And then this one is my number 3. Why? I like Ultron as a villain. I like James Spader. Strange. So, yeah, so this movie was great. 2015 was the era where I can go to movies, but I can't go to rated M movies because my parents didn't necessarily want to take me to an Avengers movie. But, hey, you know, what you gonna do? Now, the first Avengers movie, I had this for years. When it came out in 2012 on DVD, I was like, oh, I need to see this. So we got it, and because it was only me, Mum and Dad, going up to my grandparents' house, he was like, oh, I've seen the Avengers, it's actually quite good, you'll enjoy it. And he was right. When I watched it since then, there are times when I would get boring, then there are times where I'm like, oh my god, this is great, but not as great as the sequel or the third or Infinity War or Endgame. So, hey, what you gonna do? So, Iron Man 1. This is probably the most boring, slow-going film of the Marvel movies, because when you're rewatching Phase 1, you're like, oh, this phase isn't really that good. So I'm going to whiz through these ones because I don't necessarily want to go for too long, because my channel only could take for like 15-minute videos or something. So, Deadpool. One of my favourite comedies, superhero comedies ever. I need to see the second one, the Super Duper cut, and Once Upon a Deadpool. If I get all 3 of those cuts, I will review them all in separate videos. I won't do it in the same video, because then the video would just be too long. So, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, I don't know what that says, but Rise of the Silver Surfer. This is a good Fantastic Four movie. This is a good comedy. There's a bit where, like, Chris Evans' character he's sick, so whenever he touches one of his team members, he switches to that power and they switch to his. So there's a bit where he touches his sister. And then, so he goes invisible. But his sister is flying around being the Human Torch, and then, of course, Mr. Fantastic's just there at the windows, like... I think Invisible was... woman's name is Sarah. It's like, what happened? It's like, I'm on fire! It's like, you're on fire! You think? That is one of the best lines out of this movie. It's so good. Now, the first Fantastic Four with Chris Evans. I watched about 5-10 minutes of this and got really bored because I'm like, really? This guy's not going to turn into a thing? He's just already the thing from the beginning? This is ridiculous. Days of Future Past, the road cut on DVD. I would do a review of the theatrical and the road cut in 2 separate videos. That's how I would do a extended edition, because it's like, you would probably have more to say on one than the other. That's why I would do it in 2 videos. But I haven't watched this yet. I won't watch on Disney Plus because it just has the theatrical, but I would definitely watch this because it's a road cut. So, oh god, X-Men Origins Wolverine, the worst X-Men film out there. Hugh Jackman, great. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. This was before the Deadpool movie. This one's terrible, but it's cool when he was like slicing gunboats and stuff. Some of the fights are really cool, but overall the movie is just awful. X-Men The Last Stand, I haven't seen this one yet. I know, at some point I need to watch those movies. X-Men 2, haven't seen this one either. I'm really curious to check it out because apparently X2 is the best, but number 3 is the worst, so... X-Men, this was actually a really good movie. If you want a superhero movie to watch before the MCU, even before Spider-Man, but after kind of Blade, this is a good movie to watch. It's not the best superhero movie, but it's definitely a good X-Men movie. Hugh Jackman is great. He's just fantastic. Alright, so my Spider-Man collection. Last part. We are Venom. Venom was good. That's all I can say. When I saw this in the theatre, I was pretty bored, but when Venom was there, and he was actually Venom, since then, and you got the explanation of, like, why Venom found Eddie, and, how they happen to go, and how they get to the end of the story, where they're trying to get, Michelle Williams back. It's just a great ride, but it would take a while for Venom to actually get on screen. Even though that likes the bit where like he's starting to go out and slamming people against the wall. It's like, I like this, but I want to see Venom. Alright, so Spider-Man Far From Home. I saw this twice. The first time I saw it was with a friend of mine, and it was fantastic. But I saw it, oh my god, I was like, oh my god, this is one of the best MCU films, but it's never going to beat Endgame for me. Watching it since then, it's not as good as Endgame, but it's a great Spider-Man MCU movie. Homecoming. I liked this when it came out. This was the first Spider-Man film that I've seen in the cinema. And I loved it when it came out. Watching it since then, I'm like, this is a good movie, because since I know where the story goes, and also I've seen Far From Home heaps of times, I'm like, this is not as good as that, but it's still a really great Spider-Man movie. Alright, controversial Spider-Man movie, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I love this movie. I don't care what you guys say. Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, their relationship's great. The Spider-Man stuff is great. The suit is awesome. The Rhino, yes, he's weak. And he's a little strange. But sometimes that's Spider-Man. Sometimes Spider-Man needs to be goofy. So that's why sometimes movies like this need to be goofy. But when it gets to the end shot and like he's trying to save Gwen and also fight it's not James Franco, who was it? Dane DeHaan as the Green Goblin. And it gets to the bit where like Dane DeHaan's defeated and he's down and it's like the web snaps and it's like Gwen's falling down and you see Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man falling and like you get that shot of his eye and Gwen's in the eye and then you see her just kind of there, kind of like, and then Spider-Man throws down the web, it gets onto her and then like she hits the ground and then he attaches it and flies down and he pulls the mask off. That's the scene that you need to see. You need to see the whole movie until then, of course, but that is an amazing scene. The way that Andrew Garfield has done that, like cried go like, what? We're here, Gwen. I'm here. He's just great at his emotions. The Amazing Spider-Man, the boringest Spider-Man movie. I'll do a review on this, and I definitely know the ranking that I'm going to give it. Might as well. Spider-Man 2. This was my first copy of Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 was one of my favourite Spider-Man films. And it doesn't help that I've actually seen 3 first before 2. But it was actually a really great Spider-Man movie. So, there's that. That's my original copy of Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 3. This is a good Spider-Man movie. Everyone hates this, but it's a good movie. It's not on the same level as the other 2, yes, but it's a good movie. The symbiote story is great. The Sandman story is good. The way that the symbiote treats Peter is actually really interesting. Alright, Spider-Man 2. This is the second copy I got because the rest of these editions I have 2 discs. So 2 discs of Spider-Man 3, 2 discs collector's edition of 2 discs of Spider-Man 2. And then of course the collector's edition, the 2 disc version of Spider-Man 1, the Sam Raimi edition. My god, this is one of the best Spider-Man movies out there. Like, it's not as good as number 2. I even put number 3 above this one, but I would definitely put 2, 3, 1. I love 1, but the other 2 just somehow got higher for me. Alright guys, so thanks. The next part is, I think I planned it to do random movies. So random movies will be the second part, and then, the third part, and then the fourth part will be The Big Bang. So, check it out guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho.